Holy cow. This is the most overbuilt battery I've ever seen in my life. Look at these cables. These supply conductors are insane. Huge flexible copper bus bars. And these ribbons are the balance leads. The cells have metal straps. Like, look at how thick the metal is just holding these cells. Now, this has to be one of the largest BMSs I've seen in my life. It's only rated for 200 amps, but I've seen 200 amp BMSs that are 1/3 the size. Like, look at how big this cable is compared to my finger that goes to these main bus bars that supply the main terminals. And there's 2 terminals on both sides, so you can put them close to each other and connect them all up. And also, there's a temperature sensor on the bus bar. I mean, look at this thing. This is just ridiculous. And even the plugs are automotive grade. I mean, this is on a whole different level than most of the stuff that I review. It's ridiculous. This is totally insane. Oh, and we have heaters. This is a heated battery. Also, this case is waterproof, so you can mount it outside. And it's serviceable. This took seconds to open up, and you can easily swap out this BMS or these cell packs. The fire extinguisher trigger goes throughout the whole case. It's mounted right here on the side. It all feels very solid. These crimps are perfect. I'm just blown away right now. This is crazy. All right, let's hook it up to a system and see how well it works. This is called real engineering. You do not see this much in my industry. I mean, what does it not have? This might be the new standard for the best battery I've ever tested. I've just never seen something like this. So I did not do my research with this battery. I saw the white box, it looks pretty boring, and I thought it was gonna be garbage like everything else. Next, I did a capacity test with some new laboratory equipment. And even though this is a massive 10.24 kilowatt hour battery, I was able to do a true 0.2C test. And I pulled 203.8 amp hours multiplied by 51.2 nominal. I got 10.43 kilowatt hours, so it passed the test. Next, it is UL listed, so it's going to be priced accordingly. This is up against the EG4 outdoor rated Power Pro and the Ruxu. Now the Power Pro is $279 per kilowatt hour, and this is $262. But this is no Yijing battery. This is not a budget battery by any means. When you get the UL listed ones, they cost a lot of money. The cheapest one is the Ruxu right now. Now, if you want a real budget battery, you should buy the Yijing. You can get 16 kilowatt hours for under $2,000, but that's not UL listed. You have to pay a lot of money to get these UL listed batteries because this one you can permit and install legally in any state. And if something goes wrong, you have someone to blame. So, and your home insurance as well will cover it. Now to test this battery, I don't have a 48 volt system in the shop anymore. So we're gonna take it outside to the bunker vault and see how well it does. Sorry about all the wind noise. It's like a storm's coming or something. So this battery behind me has over 100 kilowatt hours, but we're gonna disconnect all of those and run everything through this, because that's the only way I can actually test it. It's huge. Now I didn't know you could remove these. A viewer told me in the comments section. So yeah, we're gonna connect this direct to the lug. Oh, this is new. It's a tiny torque wrench. How cool is that? This is the type of battery I keep for myself. There's not many on the market. Also, it has conduit holes. Obviously, it's a UL listed battery, but the cheap batteries should do that too. Battery is on, and it's running. How cool is that? All right, let's give it a load. We can do almost 10,000 watts, so let's try to charge a Tesla with this. Guess what? I've been filming for the last hour doing all sorts of load tests, and I wasn't recording. I pulled 225 amps for 30 minutes with this battery. And I didn't realize because the 12,000 XP display was incorrect. And it's off by 750 watts. 15 amps at 50 volts. And it's been charging my car the whole time. So yeah, 32 amps and a heat gun, and we're charging a 16 kilowatt hour battery. What I'm gonna do for the next couple weeks is take everything from this solar array, dump it into this battery, and then I'm gonna dump it into that system over there when it's fully charged. So if I find any issues, I'll let you guys know, but this is a UL listed device and the testing was getting really boring. I was not able to trip it no matter what I did. Now, unlike the budget batteries that I test where everything fails, the UL listed batteries are pretty boring. But if you ever have a problem with anything, please post it on my forum, DIYsolarforum.com. Midnite.com. If you find something that I say, hey, this works great, and you're having issues with it, please share it with everybody on the forum. And then I'll find a way to make a video and I'll share it with the world. So yeah, please help me to help you. Anyways, this has the best build quality I've tested in a long time, and I hope you guys liked the video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.